So we can see in section 3-2, we have a journal just like we did yesterday. But I want to point something out. If you want to look up here first before we start to rock and roll, we can see these are our transactions that we did yesterday and it worked together on our own. We did 2 transactions. Received cash from owner as an investment and paid cash for supplies. Okay, straightforward. And now, when I look at this transaction, I want you to notice that this spot right here is not the light green color, so that means you're not going to be able to type on it. I'm going to go through and show you today how to record a transaction that does not use a special column. Because again, we have special columns and we have general columns. A special column is a column that actually has an account title on the top, like sales. A general column doesn't have an account title on the top, like general. That's how we roll. Okay? So let's take a look at our transaction and get them on our journal. On the very top of our instructions, they give us the names of the accounts that we can use because we never just make up our accounts. We always have a set of accounts that we can use. So we have cash through utilities expense, and we're recording this as of April of the current year. We always put the date only once on the journal, and then we put the days for each transaction. It is possible to have multiple transactions for one date because maybe on April 1st I also paid rent. So don't look at these as like the transaction number, but it's the date that it happened for the business. So on April 5th, our transaction read bought supplies on account from Palm Supply M1. M is a shortcut or abbreviation for memorandum. A memorandum is a type of source document where we have information written down to help us keep track of what happened. We can never have a transaction without a source document. So what 2 accounts do we have on here, Kyle?
Supplies.
Yep.
Account payable.
Account payable what?
Palm Supply.
Yes. So supplies and accounts payable, Palm Supply. Now my question for you, Trenton, is there a special column for supplies?
No.
Okay. Brett, is there a special column for accounts payable, Palm Supply? Okay, so right there, we are recording a transaction that is not using a special column. So what we're going to end up doing is we have to put both amounts here in the general columns. And it matters which one goes first. Which one has to go first? The debit. Debits are always going to come before credits. So we have to look at these 2, and Kyle told me one of the accounts was going to be supplies. Isaac, what's happening to supplies? Do we have more or less? So what are we doing to supplies? Debiting or crediting? What do you think, Isaac? Yes, we're going to debit supplies. Supplies is an asset. Assets increase with a debit. So supplies are going to be debited. So therefore, if I know supplies are being debited, what has to happen to accounts payable Palm Supply? It has to credit. If you know one, then you know the opposite one is going to be a credit. So to fill it in, I'm going to start with the date. I'm going to put the date of the 5th on the left-hand side. My debit goes first, which is supplies. My source document is M1, standing for Memorandum 1, and I'm going to general debit for $500. I have to go down to the next line. Because this is still the same transaction, it just takes 2 lines. I do not write the date on the second line. I only put the date on the first line of the transaction. And then I'll go ahead and put in accounts payable, Palm Supply, and that's going to be credited for $500. April 7th, paid cash for insurance. Carly, what 2 accounts are being affected? Cash and prepaid insurance. Is there a special column for prepaid insurance? Is there a special column for cash? So, because there is a special column for cash, what gets written here is prepaid insurance. So we're going to go ahead and put the date of the transaction, which is the 7th. Under the account title, I'm going to put in prepaid insurance. The source document is C2. Thomas, what was my hint about that source document from yesterday? Anyone remember my hint for checks? Give it to me, Isaac. For what? Yes. C check, C cash, C credit. Okay, so if your source document is a C, you should be like cash credit. I don't need to read anything else. You know that your cash is being credited. So I'm going to start with what I know. I know cash is being credited $300. So therefore I have to figure out a debit. Well, I'm not going to debit cash here because I'm not going to have cash going in and out on the same transaction. That would be ridiculous. I can't put it under sales. So therefore the only other spot that I have left to put it on is going to be under general as a debit. Not 310, 300. The 9th, pay cash on account to Palm Supply, $250, C3. Caden, what two accounts? And what do you know because of this source document? Cash has to be credited. So what am I writing the account title? You got it. I got it perfect on work together. Go ahead and try your on your own.